What's up, YouTube? It's me again, doing this quick video. Not too much going on, but wanted to show this beautiful '64 Chevy Impala Super Sport. Man, this thing is nice. I think it was restored, but it was restored a long time ago. Looks freaking awesome. Very original. This thing even has points distributor. As you guys can see, super original. It's got that 327 and I think a power glide. Now guys, the reason I'm making this video is because the poor guy bought this car from a classic car dealer, and he has this original 4G. This is a Rochester carburetor, but it's not a quadrijet. This is the old classic 4G, which I don't know if you could see that on camera, but it's a little bit of a leaker, and it's not performing. Doesn't really start. Doesn't rev clean, and stumbles and chokes, and poor guy hasn't even really gotten to drive it basically at all. So what we're gonna do today is swap out this carb. We're not throwing anything away. We're just gonna upgrade just a little bit with a edelbrock, brand new 600. I think it's a 1406 model with electric choke, and it'll be easier to start for this guy. So I wanted to make this quick video on what it's gonna take to get this guy running. We might do some upgrades later, maybe upgrade to, pointless distributor, or I don't know if he wants an HEI or not, but we can do something for him, and maybe a better alternator, because he also wants a nice sound system in this thing. Definitely worth putting some money into this car, even though he did spend a pretty penny on it already. But yeah, let me go show you what's going in here. So this is what's going in here. 1406 edelbrock 600 CFM carburetor, brand new. We're not going with the Chinese stuff on this video. All the goodies and stickers from Summit. Summit's great. I love Summit. They have actually had this thing on sale, and I think it's because of the Christmas time. So we're gonna hook this guy up. Another thing I wanted to show you that we're gonna need. So we're going with edelbrock filter, 8748. I kind of like these. You could see the fuel, and you could take those apart and clean them. And also this adapter from Speedway. Now this isn't your regular adapter. Like I said, that carburetor is not a quadrijet. This is a 4G, well, the part number is 135-1935. This adapts the 4G intake to a regular square bore carburetor for like your Hollies and your Edelbrocks. This one is a little tougher to find. Actually, Speedway was the only one I could find that had it in stock. So this is the one we're going to use to adapt. Rather than change the manifold and everything right now, he just wants to get this thing running. Maybe we might do a little aluminum intake later and some chrome or something. But yeah, this is what we need for this project. Okay guys, here we go. This is what I mean about the this not being a quadrijet. You see how even they are? They're just extremely tiny. 4-barrel. Basically, it's a square bore. It's just this this year of intake manifold, being that this is so original. This is a 4G manifold, like I said. So I swapped out the carb studs, guys. What I like to do, I know some guys like to put bolts in there on the adapter, and then stick the second set of bolts from underneath and make that your stud for the carburetor. But what I like to do is just get long ones, and then all you got to do is, of course, put your adapter on. Or it's kind of tough doing it with one hand. Let's do our gasket, our adapter, oh, did I have that upside down here? Yeah, I did. Okay, guys, that's a little better. Okay, a little bit of a gasket mismatch right there, but not a big deal. Okay, so that's what you have. And since these are long, guys, then you don't have to fuss with two different fasteners. Then we can grab our carburetor. Of course, you don't want to drop it. That would suck. And now we can adapt our nice, pretty new doesn't that look awesome? Then you can adapt your edelbrock carburetor on there and start making your connections. Of course, we have the kick down, throttle pedal, a rod. Yeah, this one has a rod. It's so old school. And we got to figure out this vacuum line, because of course this is the old school ones that don't have PCV in here. It's got a breather here and a port in the back. So I got to get the original adapter for this big fat chunky hose, which is actually your PCV. So I'll come back here after I'm done with that. I'm the only one here, so I can't really film. But yeah, as you see, then you only have to deal with that. You don't have to have another one coming up from here and the bottom and all that junk. I just like the longer ones, and then you're good to go. See how that works? And it'll be nice and solid. Of course, I'm going to put my gasket on here. I'm not going to forget that. My in between here. And yeah, you should be good to go. But yeah, I'll just give you guys, I'll come back. Okay guys, here she is. Some of it's not buttoned up, obviously. Some of it's just temporary. I'm gonna get everything hooked up permanently here in a few. But just wanted to start it up for you guys, and to be honest, I'm kind of impatient, so okay, here we go. Let's get some spray just to get it started. I always like that. Get it pumping. All right, let's hit this key. Whoa. Man, I hate being alone when I do this, but looks like we got some pop in here. Let's pause for a second. Okay, guys. So, I got it dialed in, I believe. I had a combination of things. Sorry, guys. Wanted to fix it. It was just my fault. Some things were my fault. I had a little bit of a vacuum leak on the driver's side. I guess I didn't crank down on the nut, or on this side. I just was kind of scared of getting it too tight and stripping it. But no, I was just way too light on that. So I gave it a decent amount of torque, and that made it perfect. Well, the thing was, I did notice it was just idling high as hell. Timing was at 28 degrees. I went ahead and timed it with my timing light. I would have showed you guys, if I was, if I had a buddy with me. But also the number one spark plug wire was not connected correctly. It wasn't even lighting the timing light. Once I got that done, the more I ran it, the more it warmed up, the better it was, and I think it cleaned up the plug. Well, here, let me start it up for you guys now that I think I might have it dialed in a little better. Okay, there we go. That's what we want. Yeah, that runs good. Throttle response is Real nice. All right. Let's cut it for tonight. Okay. Yeah, it was even dieseling a little bit because of that vacuum leak, but no, I think we're gonna drive it next and get all the bugs out. Of course, I'm gonna run a wire into the fuse panel and get myself a real switched key on source, and also get my throttle rod and kickdown hooked up now that I think I got everything good. It feels way better, guys. Obviously it wasn't revving before, and got a little bit of trash here, if you guys can see that. So I'm gonna have to tell the owner if he wants to flush out this tank. I bet all this garbage was going into that old carburetor. It's one of the reasons I like the glass ones, and of course, like I said, I could take that apart and clean it out. So yeah, guys, I think we're all set. Let me know what you guys think. I'll probably make another video if I can of this puppy driving, and leave any comments or questions. Thanks.